Hi friends, this is DaintyTank. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to TwoFold. This is part 2 in our series of TwoFold. Poke Tedderodia Arcade Area, in seeing the first part, where we get to meet Olive. Awesome, seems to be non-binary human. They, them, it seems. And, we're going back and forth and being, pulled in dynamic directions between the art club and the rating club. Thank you for all your comments. It was so sweet to see you all, and I appreciate you all coming back to watch this series. I love TwoFold. I loved First Snow, which poked Arena up our character area, if you haven't seen that. I'm really excited to get back into things, see how we go. I appreciate all your opinions. I am so pumped to just continue playing this game. Data. 9's a crowd. The thought of Heather is enough to remind me of my current situation. I step back to focus my attention on Millie and Darren. The latter seems content to keep paging through Millie's notebook as a means of staying out of the conversation. But Millie is obviously trying very hard to hide her transparent frustration with a smile.
It's fine. It'll get them out of the room faster, and we'll have time to catch up after you're done. Win-win, right?
Win-win. She couldn't sound more disappointed if she tried, and boy is she trying. I don't want to flake on Millie or Darren, given I willingly put myself in here with them, but at the same time, it'll only be a few minutes, and that'll tell me way more about the art club than a fully planned and rehearsed meeting would. That's a good point. It's non-committal for now either way, so I guess it isn't a big deal. But it's hard not to feel anxious about it. What should I do? I love this. A chance to learn about them, for better or worse. Okay. It should only take a few minutes. I feel bad just leaving Millie and Darren like this. Oh my god. The little sprites are so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna save. I am just gonna save. Just because I want it. Alright. I am gonna offer to help. I don't know if this is the official decision or not, but I think it's worth it to see how the art club looks without Millie being absolutely distraught by everything. And also poor Darren. He just wanted to have like a chill time. So I'm gonna offer to help. I second guess myself for a minute, but eventually pull myself up out of my seat. Millie doesn't say anything, but the frown on her face says more than enough. Aww.
Like you said, it'll just be a few minutes. Win-win, right?
She responds with a faint nod, an even fainter smile, pushing her disappointment as far to the back of her mind as possible as she turns attention to Darren. I wish it could. It helped make me feel less guilty about things. That's fair. So I approach the back of the room. Tanya takes notice and starts making her way from the group.
Hopefully they'll stay in line if they have a newbie to impress. Good.
Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Sorry. As we pass each other, she gives me a couple taps on the shoulder. That's what I missed. Okay. Hopefully they'll stay in line if they have a newbie to impress. Good luck. And with that, she takes her spot next to Darren and Millie as I shuffle to the back cabinet. So is she part of...
Howdy.
So is she part of the other club? I know Heather is the other one. And of course, we have our favorites from First Snow here.
Hi.
Open that cabinet there. We need any printer paper and glue you can get your hands on. The proper stuff, not sticks.
Elliot's just like, get to work. Snap, snap. About as warm a welcome as I can expect. I do as she says, pulling the doors open to reveal a handful of office supplies. In contrast, the various fabrics and colored paper they've amassed into a pile on the countertop.
Thank you for the help, Olive. Even if they're small. Setting up 2 tables for the club fair is a lot of work.
That is true. And I'm very glad that you are very recognizable on every front of how sweet you are. Thank you, Allison, old protagonist of First Snow.
It's fine. 2 tables, though?
Uh-oh.
Millie's sharing her space with us, so we're helping with the writing club setup too. Fair's fair.
Ah. Caprice is quick to jump in, eager to not give Allison time to form a more generous response, surely. The relationship between Caprice and Millie is so strange. It's like they're fluctuating on how friendly they are with each other on a sentence-by-sentence basis. Even their actions are inconsistent. That's true. Also, I love Olive's fit. Their aesthetic is just like frogs and moss, and I love it. You know, like a wet stone. You know, gender.
So, don't take this the wrong way, but why help us out here anyway? You came here for the writing club, right?
She tries to make it sound like casual conversation, continuing to dig supplies out and adding them to an already rather large pile as she asks. But the tone of her voice betrays that pretty handily.
Well, Caprice mentioned getting your club together when we met in class the other day. I figured this might be better than forcing all of you to go out of your way for me.
That is very nice.
Aw, see? They'd be a perfect fit.
They'd be a perfect fit. Uh-huh. You're already, amped about it, Caprice. Allison's smile reinforces Caprice's statement and forces me further into the cabinet to hide my blush.
Well, I'm glad you accepted my invitation because we've got things to discuss.
Oh, Eileen's about to lay down the law.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely up there on the list of most intimidating ways to open a conversation. Yeah, Eileen, no nonsense. You come here, you.
Allison was right. Caprice has told us a bunch about you already. Standard stuff. Flunking out, hoping to use the club as a lifeline.
I emerge from the cabinet, tossing a couple stacks of unopened printer paper onto the stockpile. Eileen's face remains unchanged as she continues sorting through her own mess.
I hope she said more than that.
She has. She talked about you being nice and hardworking, and being a good cook. Though I'm still not entirely sure where that last part came from yet.
I shoot Caprice a glance, whose only response is a sheepish smile.
Yeah, sure, great, but none of that is relevant to the point I'm trying to get to. You're only going to get out of us as much as you're willing to put in. Don't expect any handouts, at least not from me.
God. So warm, so welcoming. Right to the point, huh? I guess that's fair, as much as I doubt my ability to live up to the standard she seems to be expecting.
When did you get so soft, Eileen?
Oh. What? That's soft?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Eileen cares so much. Oh, I forgot that Eileen is the hard talk, but, I'm giving you open permission to, let me help you do things. Because she cares. Allison pauses her rummaging for a moment to pat Eileen's back a couple times. Eileen freezes upon the physical contact, but both resume their rummaging soon after. Aw, I forgot Allison just kind of tames Eileen. Just there. There, butch. It's okay. Chill.
Eileen may be scary, but she's right. As long as you put in the effort, everyone here will be more than happy to help. Right, guys?
I hope that wasn't the decision. Was that the decision? Did I make the decision? I thought this was just a ramp. Help them do things. Yeah, we'll see. Eileen may be scary, but she's right. So long as you put in the effort, everyone will be happy to help.
Sure.
Great job.
Well, if I can, I suppose. I'm not really great at drawing and stuff myself.
Better than where I'm at, I'm sure. I'd appreciate it.
Caprice shifts her eyes to Eileen to get her final confirmation. The silence hangs awkwardly for a few moments before Eileen pulls herself out of the cabinet and returns Caprice's glance.
Like I said, if they can prove they actually want to put in the effort, I'll help. But I'm not a charity case. If you're dragging them in, they're going to be your responsibility.
Oh, come on. It'll be a team effort.
Uh-huh.
It's a relief to hear that everyone would be willing to help at least a little, but I wish these two weren't so willing to try pawning me off to each other when I'm standing right here.
I'm capable of doing the work. I'm just trying to make sure the work I'm doing is good enough.
That sounds more than fair.
Here's hoping.
You really are playing softball today.
Oh. Eileen's grumbling from the cabinet signals the end of the conversation as the other club members resume their stockpiling efforts, Caprice opting to squeeze in next to me to double-check my work. I'm thankful to work in relative quiet after being grilled from the get-go, but at least I left that conversation roughly knowing where I stand with all of them, I think. With everyone focused on the task at hand, the pile of loose supplies starts looking hefty enough for the club to consider their job done, closing up the various cabinets and drawers as they organize the hall.
Sorry for dragging you along, Olive. Thanks for the help. See you at the fair, I hope?
Okay. What are you going to do with these supplies?
One way or another, I guess. I haven't settled on anything yet.
One way or another. Sorry, couldn't help.
Yeah, I know. I'm positive you'll come around in the end, though.
We'll see.
Alright. After forcibly dragging Wallace back to help with the heavy lifting, the art club files out, Tanya eager to close the door behind them. Their absence is immediately noticeable, the air feeling just a little bit less chaotic. They typically come as a relief, but the energy they carry as a group almost feels contagious. A thought that keeps coming to mind as I resume conversations with Millie until the end of the meeting. Huh? Okay, we don't get to hear the rest of the meeting? Okay. The next day. Hey, look. Oh, it's so pretty. I keep saying that, but it's very pretty. Friday, every student's favorite day of the week. Hey, post on a Friday indeed. That's a lot of cafeteria. Perhaps it's my imagination, but even as I head into the cafeteria, the chattering of the people around me takes a slightly happier tone than the days before. As for me, my mind is still occupied with thoughts of clubs, classes, and my last-ditch gamble to survive the semester. My stomach rumbles, the smell of food from the tables only reminding me of my hunger. After skipping breakfast in my rush to get to school, I need something more than a cookie from the nearby cafe to get me through the day. The food here is nothing amazing, but I'm hardly picky. At least lunch will be a brief break from my worries, where I can forget...
Olive!
You can't forget Caprice.
Olive, hey!
So much for that. Caprice waves at me from one of the tables. She has an uncanny knack for detecting my presence in a room, however crowded and busy it may be. I resign myself to my fate and take a seat as the woman next to her gives a small, polite wave. You mean Allison?
Hi, Olive.
Hi, Allison. The two make an odd contrast. Allison's shy, almost nervous greeting, in stark difference to Caprice's overabundant energy. You mean golden retriever energy? 'Cause that's exactly what she is.
So, managed to survive Millie's lecturing after we left yesterday?
Lecturing? What's that face? What in the world is that face?
It was pretty quiet and low-key. Nothing that extreme.
Nothing that extreme.
By quiet, you mean boring, right?
Oh.
Hey now.
Yep, it was boring and terrible. The typical writing club MO.
Oh. Now Heather has appeared, which can only make things better. Even though she decided to walk up and invite herself into our conversation, she doesn't seem all that interested in giving us her full attention. What is Heather's deal? Like, she just seems like a mean girl just to be a mean girl. But, like, on the flip side, she also came over to, like, talk to us? Engrossed in her phone as usual, she barely looks up to address us.
What?
Caprice is visibly annoyed, with Heather's only reaction being the corner of her mouth tugging upward. Heather's passion for pressing people's buttons doesn't stop with Millie, it seems.
Well, Olive, don't feel obligated to give them the time of day. We'll get you through the semester easy peasy. Right, Ollie?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe.
Right again. The club is nothing more than a waste of space.
Oh.
Hey! Nobody asked you!
What? We're agreeing, aren't we?
Oh. Heather's managed to frustrate Caprice into silence. As impressive a feat as any. She seems to notice my bemused reaction, face suddenly rebounding into a grin.
I still owe you a proper meeting. You'll come, right?
How do I keep getting caught in these conversations?
We'll see.
And all the ones after that?
Well,
Great! I'll see you then. I gotta take care of some stuff for the fair. Bye, Ellie!
Bye. She shoots Heather one last venomous look. Ooh. Is that Caprice's venomous look? Because it looks like she's more like besmirched than anything. Venomous look before hopping out of her chair, beginning to head out of the cafeteria.
what about food?
Already ate! Bye!
How odd. Must have just been keeping Allison company. Wait, what was that she mentioned about a fair? Before I can call out and clarify, Heather once again speaks up.
Why did you even come to our club when you were already playing house over with Mommy Caprice?
Allison takes to her feet and grimaces at that comment. I can't help but match her expression.
Please don't call her that.
Mommy Caprice? Ew.
Just keeping my options open.
That's fair. This might be a good opportunity to help with that. I've gotten a member of each club in front of me, though not as for long, as Allison picks up her tray of food and slips it onto the nearby counter. Heather looks unmoved by Allison and Caprice's abrupt departure. She takes a seat at the table next to me, barely looking up from her phone. Occasionally she'll sip from a can of soda she brought with her. She doesn't seem particularly enthused by the writing club, so I figure she won't spare the unpleasant details. That said, Allison doesn't seem like the honest type. Even if she is more loyal, if I can hurry, I can still catch her. You need food. Guys, why you do this to me, friend? Oh god, her perspective may help, but yeah. Anyone's a better option than Heather. I'm gonna talk to Allison. Heather's only half paying attention to me to begin with, so I quickly pick up and skip over to Allison as she strides off. I have no intention of playing peacemaker, but it's striking how strong her feelings on the matter are.
Hey, Allison.
Allison turns to me, her frustration with Heather still simmering. She soon turns embarrassed at being caught fuming. I'm sorry to, like, keep clicking towards, like, our club on that one. It's much more like, given the choice there, I am not gonna pick Heather after she insulted Caprice like that. Like, that's not cool. Like, ew. So, there's no, like, valid opinion I want from her at that point. So I'd rather catch up with Allison. She soon turns embarrassed at being caught fuming.
Hi. Sorry about Caprice running off.
Eh?
No worries. She seemed busy anyway. Fair prep?
Yeah, we're all a bit behind schedule, so we've been kind of scrambling.
Aw. Heather gives a dry ha. She overhears the last of our conversation before wandering off toward the food counter.
She's always so rude.
Allison pouts at her back as she walks away.
Do you interact with the writing club much? Outside of yesterday, I mean.
Every now and then. More lately with this fair stuff. Not like Heather's much of a club member, though.
What exactly is the club fair about? I saw it advertised earlier last year, too.
There's not much to it. A bunch of the school clubs set up in the gymnasium and try to recruit people. Mostly freshmen who haven't been poached yet. Millie offered to share her space, so we're sneaking in this year.
Oh.
If you have a way to get new people like that, why is Caprice so dead set on recruiting me?
Caprice is really serious about the club. But you've probably noticed that already. Honestly, she's serious about everything she does.
She's serious, but the most bubbly personality.
She wants to get every person possible. A dream of hers is to grow and expand the club beyond even the huge existing one. And
she trails off, suddenly going quiet as she thinks better of continuing.
And what?
to be honest with you, I prefer smaller groups. I'm fine with how things are. Nothing against you, though. You're free to join if you want. You'd love it, I'm sure. Everyone really is nice, and we have a lot of fun. Caprice is wonderful, too. I know she can be a little overbearing at times, but she always brings so much energy.
She does. Like, immediate energy. I just realized that, like, the little cursor is the TwoFold logo. Just small.
A little too much, maybe.
Sometimes, sure. I get it. When I first met her, I thought she was pretty overbearing. I wouldn't really fault you for thinking that.
Yeah.
She's good at what she does, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone there is. I'm still learning, but they're always teaching me new things. But I guess what's happening is...
She taps her finger to her chin, pausing to give her next words some thought.
Caprice wants us to be a legitimate club. A club that's official, real, whichever word you want to use. We aren't much of one right now. We barely nudged our way into the fair. Even then, we kind of cheated to get there.
Yeah, you did kind of a little bit, but that's okay.
If I join, will that even change anything?
I don't know. It'd take more than one person, probably.
Of course it would. More members would be helpful, but I wonder how many they'd even gain from an event like this. Then there's the fact that Allison here clearly doesn't want it. Wonder if I'd just be butting into some group of close friends more than joining a club.
Still, we're going to do our best. You should do what's best for you, too.
Oh.
Thanks. Sorry for keeping you. I'll see you around.
Allison gives a quick goodbye before skipping out to try and catch up with Caprice. Well, you've kind of lost Caprice at this point. Caprice is probably on the other side of campus with her energy. What I found might not have been what I wanted to hear, but at least she was honest. Now, time to actually get some food. Yeah. I quietly mull things over as I head to the food counter. The art club is close and friendly. They're small because it's like a group of friends trying to be a club. The writing club isn't much, but at least Millie seems capable and eager to help. it's probably better to not even consider Tanya and Heather as factors. Like, are you sure? I think they're like half of the factors, right? Like, you don't just unfactor. I am not sure if either is a good option. Hopefully this club fair will help me find better answers. Yeah, that's fair. With class still some time ahead of me, I find myself wandering the halls, going over my choices in my head.
Hey.
Hey, Haley. Hello. Art sign up. I just about bump into Haley, who is carrying some poster board and other materials. Art, sign up now. Oh, okay, so that's the writing club behind that.
Whoa. Hey, you need some help?
Haley probably saw you and decided to pawn off. I do not put that by her. Without answering, she shoves some of her supplies in my direction, which I take. I already have a general idea of where she was heading.
The gymnasium, right?
Smart. Come on. You've been drafted.
I'm sorry. Oh, I like Haley. I like Haley a lot. She goes and I follow.
So, how'd the meeting go yesterday?
Well, you wouldn't know it, but there was 2 meetings yesterday.
You didn't hear about it?
Oh, I heard tons of things. But I'm interested in your perspective.
I heard all of the things. I would love nothing more than 5-minute mental break from the Caprice and Millie war. Unfortunately, it looks like something I won't be able to avoid anytime soon.
Well, I'm not even entirely sure what happened. It felt like a sudden whirlwind.
Yeah, sounds like them.
As we entered the large building, I see that the area has been filled with tables arranged in rows. There are students running about, readying their booths.
Hey, where are we taking all this?
Over here.
Ah, creative and art. I follow her to a table. Or what's supposed to be a table anyway. Instead I find 2 smaller booths crammed inside the same small space, covered in red and blue cloth. One has a very formal-looking sign which reads creative writing. The other has very slapdash sign simply reading art, clearly written by the same hand.
You get the rundown on how they're sharing a spot already?
More or less. I remember them packing up a lot more than just a couple tablecloths and posters, though.
The art club is off turning all of that into brochures and other promo material for the 2 right now. This is all just bare bones stuff.
I'm surprised Millie trusts them enough to handle that.
I mean, that's the one thing Caprice does, is makes things happen. Haley tucks her armful of supplies safely under the writing club's desk. I follow suit, emptying my hands as she lifts the cloth up for me.
Millie gets along well enough with all of them. It won't be an issue.
Could have fooled me.
Things are just complicated right now is all. You saw how they were at the diner.
Yeah.
Are you talking about their friendly small talk or them trying to poach me from each other?
That's why I called it complicated.
She brings a hand to her headphones, debating pulling them over her ears. After a moment, she thinks better of it, deciding to instead lean lazily against the writing table.
You're committed at this point, right? You're gonna be picking one or the other?
Yeah, that's about as far as I've gotten in my thinking, though.
No particular feelings so far?
Ugh, tons of feelings. Most of them dread. It all sort of cancels each other out.
Well, good luck.
Oh?
Wait, what's up?
That was just Millie stuff. Gotta head over to the art room now.
Want me to come with you?
I've got it covered, thanks.
Okay. Once again, the headphones coming up, signifying the end of the discussion. She pulls herself up from the table and starts making her way past me without any further elaboration. It may be impossible to decipher Millie and Caprice's goings on, but trying to get a read on their roommate is an entirely different experience. Like, that's true. But, like, that's probably why they work, is that Haley is just, like, a chill middle factor between them both. I debate sticking around to catch her again, but decide against it and make my way out of the auditorium, going out of my way to leave through the opposite doors. Alright. I don't think you needed to go out of your way, but that's okay. The next day. Today marks a day so rare that I can't remember the last time like it. Something so monumental, the full implications haven't yet settled in. A day without school, study, or work. You have a free day? It's the first one? You've been in college all semester and you just got a free day? No wonder you're having trouble with school. You're literally doing so much. Oh my god. You need to rest. The sizzling of bacon rings in my ears, the smell playing on my nose, with time on my hands for once, decided to start the day with a simple pleasure. Taste of eggs and bacon for a late breakfast. As I nudge the bacon with a spatula, take a sip of steaming coffee beside me. Nice. Unfortunately, my skills in cooking haven't translated to my skills as a barista, and the concoction proving foul. If I weren't badly needing caffeine, I'd have tipped it out already. The little cactus sitting in my windowsill catches my eye, my pride and joy, as embarrassing as that may be to admit. Easy to take care of, too.
Looks like you're doing better than me these days.
It's okay. Thy words to the plant go unheard. Living alone isn't the easiest thing. Every chore, meal, and errand needs doing myself after all, but it is comfortable. I can do things on my own schedule and eat at my own pace. Solitude may not be easy, nor cheap, but it is simple. I mean, true, but when you're in college age, being with others is a good thing as well, because it allows you to break out your shell and try new things when you haven't had that opportunity before. Pleased with the plant's quiet and unassuming company, I take another sip of my foul coffee. A distant ping from the couch announces a received text. Considering how few people I know, it's either mom or work calling in to ask me to help cover a shift. Knowing which I prefer, turn down the heat on the stove and walk over to pick up my phone. Ollie, are you home right now? Unlike me, hovering near the top or bottom. Oh god, I didn't read that. Okay, unlike me, I can work today. God, words. Unlike me, she had work today, so your mom had to work today. Look at the time. It's not even noon yet. If she texts me now, she's probably just getting off her opening shift. Ollie, are you home right now? Yeah, what's up? Mind if I drive by for a bit? Maybe over lunch? Sure. Great. See you then. Oh, that's what it meant. See you. She was fussing over me again, as she so often does in quiet moments. It's hard not to notice this happening more often now than I'm living alone, though she's never outright admitted that. Not that it really matters, I cherish any free time we get to spend together, but it's not like I had anything in particular planned for the day ahead. Besides, she can probably lend some more insight. Probably. Mom sits at the small table, shabby, scruffed wood adorned with a small pastry box she's brought out with her from the diner. It's a bit of a comfort to know that, even living apart, she still brings extra treats for me. I'm thankful I had a light breakfast.
Honey, you really didn't need to cook for me. At least let me help.
Olive likes to cook.
I was going to cook lunch for myself anyway. Whether it's for 1 or 2 people, doesn't make that much difference.
True. I carefully bring 2 plates over from the kitchen counter, each loaded with chicken, veggies, and rice. Wow. Despite her protest, Mom's eyes widen at the meal that's being placed before her, still steaming away.
This is better than having to cook for yourself. You deserve better than work food every other day anyway.
This is true. She smiles excitedly at the plates, shifting the box to the side.
It looks as good as it smells.
Delightful, I'm so glad.
Thanks. So, how's work?
I take my seat next to her upon placing down my own plate of food. Mom talks about her day as I sit and take a knife and fork in hand.
And she's yelling at me. Her baby is crying, and her other kid, oh, I'm telling you, they had the most embarrassed look.
Oh my god, yeah. Serving stories are like hilarious and terrifying all in one. Everybody should do like a serving job at some point because it's a whole different world. It's a whole different experience. Like customer service and retail facing jobs, like food service, retail, all of those require a whole different energy. And you have to do so much like patience work and like weirdness with the population that you get like it's massive experience and stupid experience all in one because you just learn that people are dumb. People be dumb. But it also makes you like pause and appreciate and care about everybody who like works in those types of jobs and builds that empathy and connection because you've experienced it, you know where they're coming from, you know why they're there and what's happening, and it kind of gives you a different insight and perspective. It's always good to try something new so that way you have more experiences with more people. Just building empathy and connection across your entire life is a win. It's a win for everyone in all of the community. Sorry to go off on a tangent. Dainty tangent.
But what can I do? Except apologize. And of course she didn't even tip.
Always tip. Always tip. Like, okay, let me clarify that because there is some places that you don't tip. It's just like seen as disrespectful. Like places like Japan, for instance, they don't have a tipping culture, so that is actually like viewed as disrespectful. But of course, they actually make a living wage. In the United States, unfortunately, you will not make a living wage if you are part of a food service industry. In fact, you make less than minimum wage. So minimum wage is like, I think it's $7.50 officially federally. Some states have made it 15. It's still under the level we need for living wages. But in a waitressing job, you are considered a different class of worker. So you get like $2.50, $3 as your hourly, and then you are expected to have take-home tips. And so tipping is part of salary. So not tipping is literally saying you are not good enough to live that day and have that hour count for anything. So always tip, in the US at least. Always tip, period. Doesn't matter, give them the benefit of doubt, it's their livelihood. Anyways.
Sorry I wasn't there to help you deal with that.
Oh, well, if you can take a day to rest. And August is just venting because August is just venting, and that's very valid.
I'm glad you weren't there.
Yep.
Speaking of which, how's your day off been so far?
Cooking. Twice.
Oh, boring. Stressful.
What did you do?
I sat around here, mostly just a lot of thinking.
Ollie, it's your day off. At least take some time for yourself.
With what's been going on...
Still turn up about your classes, huh?
Yeah, guess so. and things just keep getting more complicated.
What do you mean?
Spill. I explained to her about the clubs, between the meeting from a couple days ago, the upcoming fair, and the feud between the two leaders. She listens attentively, her expression varying between interest and concern. I feel myself deflate further and further as I talk, the hopelessness of the situation becoming all the clearer as I put it into words. I never quite sink in until now just how bad my options are.
I really don't know what to do, Mom.
She has that soft, caring smile I've seen so many times in my life.
I know it's tough, but look at it this way. Even if they're fighting, the club leaders have been nothing but nice to you, right?
Sure. Maybe a bit too nice. I just don't know how things will go. My whole college career hinges on this.
You're more resilient than you give yourself credit for. I'm sure you'll pull through. Everyone wants you to do well. I know you won't regret your choice, whatever it is.
Oh, so supportive, and you are right. Olive is very resilient.
That's easy to say.
It's true, though. You're wasting your day off stressing over it.
True.
Take the rest of the day for yourself. Relax, do something you enjoy. Don't make it another day of stress. That way you'll be going to this fair with a clearer head.
It's easier said than done. She does have a point, though. I can't do anything more than I've already done at this point. May not sit right with me that my future depends on people I barely know, but those two are who I'm stuck with. I have no choice but to gamble on this.
I'll try.
That's my Ollie.
That's my Ollie. Aw, so supportive. She gives me a hug and a kiss on the forehead.
Now?
She pulls out the pastry box from earlier and places it on the table.
I brought a slice for each of us. Which one do you want? I'll let you pick first.
Aw. Inside lies 2 slices of pie, signatures from the diner. We work at 1 slice of blueberry and 1 slice of cherry. If I didn't know any better, I think she has done this on purpose. Why? I would go for blueberry. I'm a blueberry person. A few days later. Okay. So gorgeous. But I think that's it for where we are right now. My voice is starting to go. I think we're coming up on maybe the choice. Hopefully I haven't made the choice yet. Is that page? There we go. Alright. Tip. Click to rename the page. Oh, you can rename these? Oh, that's cool. Alright. Sorry, I'm just playing around. I am enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying this as well. I also appreciate all of you who give me all of the comments. I love seeing them. I'm sorry I don't react as quickly as I try to. I enjoy reading them and know that I read them. With that, gonna leave this here. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.